Hi everyone.
Hiya.
Right, today's the day then that we are going to reveal all. So,
Big news.
You know what that means, don't you?
Off to the pub.
Off to the pub. Let's go. Cheers.
Cheers. So, you join us down at the Plough at Hickling with a couple of lovely craft beers. We have been here for a few minutes already, so they do proper measures. I'm
Although
drinking.
it's only a 2/3.
It is a 2/3, which I still call a proper measure. This one's called Pog Form.
Simpsons reference.
Something reference to The Simpsons and Pogs from the 90s, which I can just about recall, but I'm a bit sketchy.
What's mine?
Summer Crush.
Summer Crush.
On here. So,
Seeing as it's
really,
March.
Yeah, really nice.
But it is good. I'll tell you what, the
Good
beer is.
craft beer. So the tap wall, you'll have seen our previous videos here before, and I'm sure Will's going to inlay a bit of video as well about the lovely...
In one of those directions.
Bit of the tap wall that's here this evening.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic, isn't it? So. Yeah. Right, anyway, enough of that.
Yep.
We're here to talk serious business because you've tuned in and because you want to know exactly what on earth we've been up to.
Yeah. So make sure you do stay tuned because we will tell you at the end. So sorry, but there is a bit of a story to get you there to it.
You've got to listen to the story. And it's been very emotional.
It has been emotional, ups and downs and all sorts, and ins and outs. And the reason why we've come back here, not only because it's one of our favourite pubs, but actually it comes back full story to here last summer.
And why is that?
Because we saw the van that we have ordered here. First time we saw it. So if you're the guys who we met, and we're so sorry, we can't remember your names.
We were camping.
We were camping. We were in the little eco campsite at the back. You were there too. You were like, hi, oh my God, it's California time, as we were then.
Yeah.
And you had a sticker. Got a dog or two with you in their crates, and you were having a wonderful time. And
looked on from afar, and I said to Sarah,
never gonna have one of them.
And we were very satisfied with our California, weren't we?
Yeah.
Really satisfied.
Yeah.
So, fast forward then.
Yeah.
What happened? We went to Australia, didn't we?
We did. We went to Australia,
so,
and you can see that video.
You'll be able to see the videos and all of that. Enough of the promo. What going to Australia did tell us, though, was that we really enjoyed having a bigger van.
Not one that big, admittedly.
I mean, that was a 7-metre monster, wasn't it? But it was a van. It wasn't a motorhome. It was a van. It had the rear bed layout and all that kind of stuff, which we weren't a big fan of. But actually just, I don't know, having a bigger van, which you can stand up in and you could have a shower in if you wanted to, use your toilet, all that kind of stuff.
And get a little bit tipsy and just crawl into bed.
We did
no
do that.
Climbing up onto backs of seats and roof up and roof down, and we had some horrific weather whilst we were in Australia as well, and actually just knowing that you're not worrying about canvas getting wet and bedding getting wet and all of that kind of stuff.
We did do that a lot, didn't we, when we were there? So that kind of cemented in our minds the thought process about should we have a bigger van or not. So when we got back, that was September time.
No. Early October.
All right, early October. Splitting hairs. We then went to the show. So you'll have seen our video from the show at the NEC in October.
Yeah.
The CCM show? No, not the MC show.
It's the MC show, Motorhome and Caravan show, isn't it, October?
Yeah. So we had a good look around there, looked at all the different vans. You'll have seen us kind of swooning over the Sven. You'll have seen that there wasn't a Grand there, was there?
Yeah, no Grand there.
No Grand.
We had a good look at the Club Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just had a good look around at the show, really, at the different vans and the bigger vans. And we'd gone, although we were making a video for the channel, we were also thinking in our minds, is there anything we quite fancy fan-wise? So came away from that.
I think it might be an important one to mention, actually. It's not really van related, but at that show we had the phone call from the breeder saying that Roxy was ours as well.
Well, yes. All right.
So just a little bit of history for you there.
So we came back from the show, and I think you'll know from the video that we put out about the show that just from the smile on Sarah's face, there was only one van, which was the star of that show for us. And which one was that?
That was the Sven.
The Sven.
Loved it.
Westphalia Sven Hedin.
Yeah.
Hedin.
Or to, those uncouth, Hedin.
The Sven to its friends.
Yeah.
And we just thought that's got to be the one. We absolutely loved it. We thought the quality inside and everything was brilliant. Good layout, nice.
Completely
on an MAN TGE van as well, same as a Crafter.
Yeah, sold.
Sold.
Yeah.
Looked online when we got home, looked at the price list, which it was a January 2022 price list, so we knew things might have moved a little bit, but we kind of looked at the prices and thought we could just about scrape together enough to be able to do that.
Just literally skin of the teeth. Might be able to do it.
There's 2 dealers really for Westphalia in the UK, or big dealers anyway. Wander Home and Camper Sales, and they kind of split the country in half really. You've got kind of Wander Home doing kind of Midlands and up, and then you've got Camper Sales doing Midlands and down, because Camper Sales are down south and Wander Home are near Hull. We live in the East Midlands, so we went to Wander Home. Simple as that. I hear really good things about Camper Sales as well.
So determined were we. We had a 10-week-old puppy with us at the time who hadn't been vaccinated, so we were toileting the poor dog in a puppy playpen that we were taking with us, with like puppy training mats and all sorts in us, and keeping her lifted off the floor. And
it was
it was
awful. And for every single moment when we were looking around, they had a Sven on site, and every single moment we were in there looking around, the chap had said, "Oh, just have a look round, come and find me when you've finished having a look," and everything else. We're holding onto the dog, hoping that she's not going to wee inside this really nice van.
She's crawling all over me, and it's just it's quite eventful.
So we felt just the same when we saw one kind of in the wild at Wander Home outside the show with all the flashing lights and everything.
That's the one.
We still thought, that's the one. Went inside, sat down on a table, not dissimilar. Well, no, it was quite dissimilar to it. It wasn't a pub.
There was tea on it.
Yeah, there was tea rather than beer.
Yeah, no beer.
We started talking turkey. You don't know that phrase.
I don't know that phrase. It's weird to me. I just have visions of gobbling.
We started talking about the deal. So what it would mean, kind of, and we started to spec up what we wanted. Obviously, I'd already done that before, as you'd imagine.
Yeah.
So kind of, the chap's been really kind about it and everything, and he's just well, have you thought about having this option or this option? And basically, I know exactly what we should have.
He was going to say what I want then, and he stopped himself, didn't he? He's like, we should have.
So we reeled off the spec and everything, and he went off. We had another tea, and he came back, and he said basically a price which was about £6,000 more than we thought it was going to be, didn't he? And then when you roll in the different types of finance which go on top of that, which are quite different to...
well, it's not PCP
it's not
through
PCP,
Volkswagen.
It's straightforward hire purchase.
With your kind of Black Horse Finance or whoever finance house they're using.
They were talking about 10.9% or something.
Yeah, I think it might have been 11.9 APR.
And when we sat there and thought about it, we were basically going to be paying a lot more a month, weren't we?
It was something like about £200-300 a month more than we've been paying for Cali. Yeah, even with a stonking deposit going in.
A chunky deposit going in. And we basically came away from that and did the kind of pleasantries and everything else and didn't order one because we came away and we just thought...
It's like, cannot.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
Just too much. So we were honestly really...
The drive home was like...
It was so miserable. You know those kind of drives home where you put the radio on and you just don't talk to each other. It's not because you're angry with each other. It's just you're so depressed.
It was a terrifying drive home as well. It was dark. Yeah. Around the Lincoln bypass on the A46. I don't know what was going on with the drivers that day. My God, they were driving like complete nincompoops.
Anyway, so we came so close to ordering a Sven, but it just didn't happen. So we had to go back to basics and say what's important to us. So, bearing in mind this is October, and then we got to November, didn't we?
Yep.
And I started to look round, didn't I, at the Grand.
We did.
So, started to spec up a Grand online. Obviously, you can go through the configurator and all that kind of thing.
Probably need to say a Grand 600.
Yeah, sorry,
not 600. a 680.
600.
Yeah.
And we knew we wouldn't buy the upper bed thing because there's only 2 of us, but we'd use it for storage. Always a bit dubious about the look of it, but actually the whole package of the van is good on paper. Looked really good.
I probably need to say at this point that Will kind of ended up doing all of this on his own.
Yeah.
Because I was having a bit of a meltdown at the time of trying to look after the puppy. My boss had gone AWOL, and I had a kind of no boss at that time because the interim had left, and I didn't know whether the interim was going to be coming back or not. Yeah. So, he's great, by the way. His wife watches this.
Doesn't he live in a beach or something? As in like a California beach.
Not in a beach. They've been having their house refurbished for what I think has probably been about 18 months or maybe even longer.
So if you see a well-used beach,
they've basically ended it because the build's gone on for a lot longer than they ever anticipated, and they've pretty much lived in a beach for a year.
I don't want to know this. You've got to give them a shout out now. Though.
So shout out to Julie, and because Julie's the one who watches, but Paul as well. So Paul and Julie out there, shout out to them.
So unbeknown to you, you caused massive stress.
Yeah, he caused massive stress. No, he didn't, because he left at the right point.
Come on.
But the other boss went a bit AWOL, and we didn't have anybody at the time. So the story is then that he sort of just went off on his own and was like, right, I'm selling our ocean. And I was like, you're doing what? And
we're back on track.
And we're back on track.
Right.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
So I started speccing up £1,000. Looked around, looked to see what kind of prices they were going to be, looked at things like Drive the Deal. We've done a video before about how to get a good price if you're buying a brand new Cali. So found Drive the Deal, started talking to Breeze down in Poole, and fantastic, amazing customer service from Breeze, really, really good. Basically did a deal.
Yeah.
So decided we were going to place an order for one of those. All of the finance figures, everything else looked good.
Indium grey.
Indium grey.
Got a bit of a forehead.
But
solar panel on it to sort of maybe disguise, mitigate the forehead.
Good spec.
Yeah.
Don't stop watching yet. This isn't the end of the story. So I then sold our Cali, didn't I?
Yeah.
That wasn't a we, that was a me.
That was definitely
I think you'd have held it for a bit
I would
longer.
have kept it.
So basically, when we ordered our grand from Breeze, they said build week 4. So that basically means end of Jan.
Yeah.
Which means that we should have the van Feb, early March.
And that was part of, to be fair, that was part of the decision-making process, wasn't it? Because we thought, we'll have a van then delivered around about March time, something like that. Brilliant. Yeah, ready for the summer.
Perfect.
Cracking.
Game on.
Game on, yeah.
So in that way, I decided to sell our Cali in December because that gave us 2 or 3 months worth of extra saving. All good, means you can buy
Let's face it, you don't really necessarily use your camper van a huge amount over the depths of winter anyway.
It'll help us with a few bits and pieces that we wanted to get for the grand, like the carpet set and all that kind of stuff, tracker and all the other bits and bobs.
Yep.
All good. We kind of forgot about it.
Started buying stuff.
Yeah, started buying stuff. We've got a spare room full of stuff now.
Yep.
Again.
On top of all the stuff that came out in the Cali Ocean.
Lo and behold, Volkswagen, and this wasn't pre-organised to do it this way, but Volkswagen press team contacted us and said, did we want to borrow £1,600 for a week? You've seen the video, I'm sure. We took it down to Concierge Camping, didn't we? Had an amazing time in it.
Yeah.
Thought, brilliant, actually. And when we were away, we were thinking, we've ordered one of these.
Thank God, we've made the right decision, actually.
This is perfect. Yeah, really liking
because when it arrived and you're thinking, what if we hate this?
Yeah. There was a bit of an issue on our driveway. You've probably noticed we've got solar panels on a lower part of our barn roof. And it's so tall with that massive forehead thing on it. It puts the solar panels into shade, so we'll have to park it somewhere else. But, little things. Anyway, so fast forward again about a month to about the end of Feb, wasn't it?
End of Feb, early March, yeah.
And we just thought, right, now we need to start pestering. Where is our van?
Breeze actually been brilliant.
Yeah. No.
We were getting videos on a fairly regular basis of like, here's your build and this is where it is and just a bit of an update and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely perfect.
Really great.
So I contacted them and said, come on, what's going on? And I got the build status 20, which is it's in build. And it's been in build, status 20, for about the past 5 weeks. And that's not good.
Now, it doesn't take 5 weeks to build.
So I said to them, can you just dig a little bit further and find out what's going on? So they asked Volkswagen centrally and then came back and they basically said, it's waiting on parts and there's no ETA. So no ETA of when those parts are going to come in, when the van's going to be made.
What parts they are.
Still knew at that point it would probably be another 4 or 5 weeks, even if they finished it on that day. By the time it's got shipped and registered and all that kind of stuff, PDI'd and everything, it's still going to take a month at least.
So we set about cancelling campsites that we'd booked.
End of April.
Booked some stuff around Easter time, booked stuff for our wedding anniversary in May.
Yeah. So you just think, this is really not good.
Pants.
So we sat down, we had a beer.
Well, we went to the pub.
We did go to the pub.
Not this one. Sorry, Hickley. But we did go to a pub.
We did.
because we make important decisions in pubs.
We do. And we had a bit of a chat because, and I don't know whether this had dawned on you or not, because I think it was my suggestion.
No, it was definitely Will's suggestion.
Right.
I'm lamping this one straight at lamping? Landing this one all on him.
So I said to Sarah, are we really happy with the grand? Do we really want to wait for a grand? An indefinite period of time. So if it came in September, would we still love the grand when it arrived, having missed the summer? Or was there an alternative?
Yeah, and it's always been in the back of our minds. And yeah, you've probably seen me do it's got a big forehead. And I don't know, it's great to be in. I struggle a little bit still with the look of it. And I think Will does.
Yeah.
As well, to be fair.
Yeah. Even though I've got a receding hairline, it still doesn't make me feel any better about it. So we thought, actually, or I thought.
He thought. It's all on him.
What about this as a scenario? What about we see how much a Sven is now, we cancel the grand, knowing full well that it could be a year, 18 months to get a Sven, and we don't have a van in that time, but we save up all the money that we would have been spending in the meantime, and don't go on holiday anywhere, and don't come down the pub anymore, and probably sell the dog. But
no,
maybe
he'd sell the wife before he sell the dog.
but basically put everything we possibly can into being able to afford a Sven. Would that make us happier?
We thought, well,
we don't know, basically.
We don't know.
Because we need to find out how much they are.
How much are they now? 6 months on. Oh, no, not 6 months on,
Fast
is it?
forward again.
4 or 5 months on. So off we go up to Wander Home.
2 weekends ago, from when we make this video. So
yeah.
Probably when you watch it about a month ago. And yeah, back to Wander Home. Chap says, oh, you again. God love you, Scott.
Sort of remember you.
Yeah, thank you, Scott, for bearing with
Yeah,
us.
those time wasters that came up last November, December time. Yeah.
Oh, we got you. So sat down with Scott, and basically what they're doing, Westphalia now, is they're only making one particular model of the Sven Hedin. So you can't
It's not Hedin.
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 You can't spec lots of stuff on it. It's just a fixed spec. The only things you can choose are what colour you have, and
what colour with out of two,
and whether you have a leather interior or the normal interior. So cloth or whatever it is.
Yeah, cloth or leather.
And the only two colours are
flannel grey,
which if you've seen it, you're probably in the. I think it's a Marmite colour. I think you either really like it or you're a bit kind of not sure about that.
Best description, we actually saw one at the show up in Harrogate that we went to yesterday.
Blue,
it's like a pastel.
Yeah.
Very pastel-y, kind of very light blue. We've heard it described as duck egg. I don't call it duck egg at all. It's not got that kind of greeny, turquoisey tinge to it. It's most definitely powdery
you get the
blue.
idea. I've put some footage over this so you can see what I'm talking about. It's on a 6.1, but you can see.
Yeah.
And metallic black. That's the other option.
That's
it. You can't have anything else. So we sat down, fixed price from Westphalia, and dealers are selling it at the fixed price because it's basically the limited supply. I think Wander Home are getting 20 in this year.
Something like that.
So when you put your name down, they basically just paint it the colour you want, and then they've got the.
Well, I think they've ordered basically a trunk, haven't they? So you can order either the black or the blue, and then I think they've ordered them all with leather. So it's basically a case of you just want to take the leather off or leave it on.
The leather's $3,500. So, no. So we looked at the overall price and everything. Thought, okay, let's do some sums. Scott wandered off and just made some more tea or whatever. We got
No, Scott didn't make the tea.
No,
the nice lady on reception made the tea. Scott went and did things that were important.
So we got a calculator out and basically figured out, could we afford this or not?
Yeah.
And well, basically we could, to the month, literally to the month.
Yeah.
So this isn't like load spare. It's literally to the month we'll be able to afford it. Bearing in mind, it's not 18 months to have one of these because they've actually pre-ordered these. It's actually going to be between December and January, isn't it?
Yeah. So they've got the first lot coming in about September time, September, October.
But they're in the
flannel grey. I think it's probably important to say that the black is a bit more. What was it, 750 more because it's metallic, whereas the flannel grey is
the standard
standard colour essentially, isn't it?
Yeah. So flannel grey ones are coming in
September
time. And then black ones are coming in December, January.
January.
So we have, here it is, we
Bum,
have
bum, bum.
ordered a Sven
Hedin
in black.
in black.
Without leather.
Without leather. Definitely without leather.
Because we wouldn't have it until the middle of next year if we had to save up that as well.
£3,500 for some leather.
Sorry for interrupting, but there's news.
We have now actually had the opportunity to see flannel grey in real life. We like it.
We do.
Hate the name, but like the colour. So
It's summery, isn't it?
we've changed again.
We've changed again.
So we have gone with flannel grey, and the van is expected around about September time this year, 2023. So any more reference to black in the rest of this video, ignore.
Ignore that.
It's definitely flannel grey. We're going to choose to call it seashore blue, I think, from now on. But back to the video.
I tell you what, in some ways it feels like such a relief to be able to share this with you, because we have absolutely loved all of the comments, messages. We put the new logo out and there's people zooming in to find out whether, like, is that a Merc? Is it is it a Craft?
To be fair,
what
it
van
actually is a Merc.
It's just a graphic.
I think it's a Sprinter technically on the graphic.
So if we haven't deliberately tried to mislead you down there, they bought a Grand Canyon.
Blame the chap on Fiverr who we got to design the logo for.
They bought a Heimer 3600. I know it. No. So it is a TGE, so an MAN TGE Westfalia Sven Hedin.
And we were contemplating, do we change it to a flannel grey? And then we saw the one yesterday and we thought, not entirely convinced.
Trust us, that's 750 quid. We'd much rather have in our pockets than give it to Westfalia. I'm not feeling the flannel grey though.
No.
And I'm sure there's going to be people watching this who will go, I love that flannel grey. I definitely have
think
that.
if you're going to do the full-on swamper look, with bull bars and the ladder on the back and the big wheels and everything, so you've really got that contrast going on of the kind of pastel-y blue and that. I think that's probably great, considering how much we're having to save in the next few months. I don't think we're going to be spending £3,000 on some wheels plus a load of bull bars and all manner of stuff to sort of jazz it up.
Not anytime soon.
Yeah, so we thought we'll go with black.
Yeah.
Because it is the almost the blank canvas to be able to do,
we can do whatever
some graphics or something on it if we fancy it. It gives us a bit of a springboard to do something different and a bit more classic.
Yeah.
I think we'd have gone Indian grey if we'd have had a choice, the same as we ordered in the Cali. So
it'd be nice to have something different.
Yeah. Will's going to be cursing it when he's out there polishing it. And I'm smiling from the window.
Oh, that looks pretty. Yeah.
Oh, doing a lovely job on that.
So there you are then. That is
the story. So there was a grand and then there wasn't a grand and then there's something else.
So to those of you who have watched the channel for a while and you've been watching our Grand 600 review going, they've ordered one of them. You're right.
You're right.
We did.
Yeah.
But now we haven't. And for those of you who are watching the show video going, they're at the Sven. They're at the Sven.
Sarah's smiling. She loves the Sven.
I bet they've ordered a Sven.
We have.
But
we didn't.
Just not when you thought we did.
And we've got to go a whole summer without a van.
Yeah.
So Merry Christmas, we're looking forward to. Santa's going to bring us a Sven.
Well, I was going to ask for some help, actually. So first of all, I was going to say, if you want to buy any accessories for a Grand California 600, we might have a few for sale. So, just drop us a...
The carpet, the proper Volkswagen carpet set with the nice thick deep pile, the kind of browny chestnutty colour.
But seriously, if you have got any thoughts about what we might be able to do on the cheap in summer, do let us know, because we're going to be vanless.
We are.
Svenless, aren't we?
We're just vanless.
Yeah. And if you're the couple...
So you'll see us in an oldish Volvo with a dog crate in the back.
Yeah. Eating
no
mouldy
kitchen.
Sandwiches.
No kitchen.
Yeah, no
mouldy sandwiches. Warm beer.
Yeah. Just a little sticker on the back.
And no, I'm not getting one of those tents that goes on the top of my car.
We can't afford one.
I can't afford one for a start. And no, not doing it.
And finally, if you are that couple with the Sven Hedin.
Stop. You're very uncouth, Will.
With the Sven that came to the plough in Hickling,
about
which we met
July time last year. So 2022.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's your fault.
Yeah.
You are responsible.
All on you.
We absolutely loved your van. I thought it looked amazing, didn't we?
Yeah. I woke up. We were upstairs in the Cali. I unzipped.
You unzipped, you went,
and I went, oh,
what's that?
I like that.
Yeah.
And he went, you're never having one of them.
So there you are. There's the moral of the story. Never say never. But do get in contact if you are that couple. We'd love to say a big thank you to
Yes.
you. Very inspiring to us. And we're very much looking forward to
The next chapter.
the next chapter,
Yeah.
Probably next year.
Yeah. But we will keep going to shows.
We're gonna keep doing stuff for the channel.
doing stuff for the channel, and we really want to hear from you guys in the meantime. And
And
you'll
if there's-
see the new logo. We're gonna get some stickers made
Yeah,
up.
and if there is stuff that you want us to review or see or try out for you or whatever, just let us know, because we're always up for
Well, we're going to head up to
doing
Wander
different
Home in a few weeks' time, because they are getting a flannel grey
Yeah, so
Sven
we'll be able to
in.
put that on the
So
channel.
we'll go up there and we'll film that. And
We will do some other videos as well about
not
why,
just Sven.
Yeah, why did we...
Why? What's the differences between the two?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Grand kind of versus Sven, or Sven versus Grand, whichever way around you want to see it.
Because there are some quite significant differences between the two, even though they're similar base van.
Yeah.
Not to mention the that's not the only difference. So we do really like the 600. We don't want to offend anyone who's got a 600. We think it's a cracking van. It drove brilliantly. It was lovely and warm and comfortable inside. It's just brilliant. So we do love them.
Yeah.
We really do. There you are then.
So we better get on and order some food, seeing as the pub has allowed us to take up their snug for the entire evening to film this. So
it's been a really long video as well.
We owe them something a little more than a 2/3 of a beer, I think.
I think
So
we
we
do.
better get on and order some food. So we'll see you again soon.
But make sure you like and subscribe. As well.
Like and subscribe, please. Yeah.
See you again soon for some more
Campervan time.
Campervan Time.